Tyler, welcome to your church. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name's Tyler Lamarinell. I am one of the worship leaders here at this church. I run a little tech, but I was also the architect on this building. That's my real day job. So, I was asked by the staff to take this project on, and reluctantly, I took on the project. It was always a curious arrangement to work for your church, but it worked out great. The finished product is wonderful. So,
as the architect, obviously you're having to deal with acoustics just about in any space. Sometimes I know that's the first thing that gets VE'd and the red pen comes out.
Yeah.
But when you do get to work with someone like Design Technik, what are the benefits that you have as the architect working with this versus, hey, we're hanging 2-inch fabric wrap panels on a wall?
Sure.
That most people associate with acoustics. You look at the walls you design, you wouldn't know that they're acoustic walls.
Most people consider the acoustics as sort of an afterthought. That was part of getting you all involved early. There's kind of a school of thought that we're just going to apply a bunch of panels after the fact to the walls, and that's going to absorb enough, and that's all it's about, is just sucking up as much sound as you can. And just from my limited knowledge, I knew that wasn't the case. In a space like this that you want to be dynamic, you don't want a dead space. And so I think if we would have done it ourselves, that would have been the strategy we had to take, was let's just kill this room and count
Right.
on a sound system to fill in the gap. But we wanted a space that was dynamic enough, that had healthy reflections. And from our limited expertise, working with Kevin and working with you and the Design Technik team, you all were able to really give us more accurate estimates of how the room was going to react, and not just a guess. And that's really the difference in working with you all versus somebody else, is there's just not this guesswork like we hope it's going to work. You all have the expertise and knowledge to know, hey, what we're doing is a proven thing. We have the math and the precedent to back it up. We can walk you into spaces we've done, and that was just important to pulling off the whole ensemble here.
So besides the aesthetic benefits, we love approaching architects, and when they discover we're not going to affect the aesthetic at all, really, it's free reign, whether it's corrugated metal, which we've done, or some beautiful trim work with fabrics and whatnot. There's really no limit to the aesthetic. But besides the aesthetic, there's also mechanical, electrical, heat and air system, all of that. So what are some of the benefits you see to what we're doing and our approach that overall affect the performance of any space?
Well, sure. I think it's most people think of acoustics. They think of what they're going to kind of add to the space and maybe the sound system, and that's what people equate to acoustics. But there's so much more, as you all taught me, that goes into it. Things that can be kind of pitfalls that folks don't understand. Like you said, mechanical systems, the electrical, all these facets, even the plumbing, which people say, what's plumbing got anything to do with it? Until you can hear a toilet flush in your kind of acoustically sensitive spaces, that can be problematic. So what I really appreciated was that you all didn't just come and walk alongside us on kind of the aesthetic things and the architectural things, but I mean, we had multiple meetings with consulting engineers, from the mechanical engineers, plumbing, fire protection, all these folks, even structural, to talk about, what our point load's going to be for some of the equipment we need. From an acoustic standpoint, what size spring hangers and things, how much do things weigh, what kind of silencers, what kind of ductwork should we use, what are the proper ways to cross high voltage lines and low voltage lines, so that we're not picking up interference and even up to the RF, that type of wireless stuff that can have interference. So it's really impressive that it was a holistic approach to all the systems, because you can spend a lot of time getting 95% of it right, but that 5%, if you don't go all the way, could really kind of make the rest of it bogus, and that defeats the purpose. So, the specifications you all wrote, not only for those engineers to kind of follow and put in their specifications, but also for the builders to have an understanding of what those expectations were from a construction standpoint, the things that had to be followed through. So it wasn't we're going to design something and draw something and we're going to disappear. We're hands off. Good luck. You all really helped us follow through, which is kind of a core kind of competency among our architecture practices. We're going to follow through and finish strong too, which a lot of consultants kind of taper off at the end. I think we were really involved to the end and beyond. I mean, you guys have been here even after we've opened the building to help just enjoy the space and tweak things, and it's been a lot of fun. So.